Hey guys, we're going to look at apostrophes and quotation marks. This assignment's due Tuesday the 16th on Blackboard, so make sure you get it done. So just to review the easy stuff, apostrophes are going to be used to show ownership or used to make contractions. So this sentence here is incorrect because you would need an apostrophe S because the dogs are owning the barking, or not really owning it, but you get the drift. Okay, it belongs to the barking belongs to them. Then you're going to use apostrophes for like I'm, I am, I've, I have, I'd, don't, didn't, won't, can't, etc. We're really going to focus though on these common mistakes that are used. So the first one is whose. So WHO apostrophe S means who is. WHOSE shows possession. So if you're not sure, just always say who is and see if it makes sense. So who's going to the store? Who is going to the store? Whose bag is that? The bag is belonging to whoever it is. So we use this one. Who is bag is that? Doesn't make sense. So you know this is the one to use. It's with an apostrophe always means it is. ITS shows possession. This one is probably the most commonly misused. I struggled with this for a really long time in high school and even into college, and one day it just clicked. So again, like you did with whose, I would just say it out, say it is, and see if it makes sense. So it's time to leave. It is time to leave. That is correct. The school is known for its sports. If you said the school is known for it is sports, doesn't make sense. Okay, its is referring to the school. Plurals that end in S just need an apostrophe to show possession, not apostrophe S. So Christmas cards drive me crazy when people misuse this. So don't ever make this mistake. So the Kinders are going to Gatlinburg. Okay, we're not owning anything. There's no apostrophe. Now Jones ends in S. This is where people get confused. The Joneses are going with them, not the Joneses with an apostrophe. Okay, when you're showing possession, you use the apostrophe. So the Joneses' house is is down the street. The house is belonging to the Jones. Okay, if you're doing plural possessive, same thing as with Jones. Sorry, I gotta quit moving my mouse. Let me let it go away. The student's assignment is due tonight. So I'm talking about several students like you guys. So I have the plural students with the S, and then to show it's their assignment, I have the apostrophe. All right, so quotation marks. We know we've been working on direct quotations, so obviously you know that you're going to use quotation marks when you're showing direct quotations, but you're also going to use them to set off titles of short works. So we're going to look at what that means, and we're going to look a little bit about using quotation marks with like split up sentences and different kinds of sentences. So the first word of a direct quote is capitalized unless it flows with the sentence. For example, Benjamin Franklin once said that to lengthen thy life, lengthen thy morals. So this naturally flows together, so you don't have to capitalize that. However, when it does not naturally flow with the whole sentence, then you capitalize it, which is 90% of the time. So Benjamin Franklin said, to lengthen thy life, lengthen thy morals. And I, for some reason, forgot to put the period quotation mark. Sorry. So you're going to use that comma, as always, to separate kind of the breaking up of the sentence, the tagline from the actual quote. All right, so when you use indirect quotations, a direct quotation would be the nurse said some babies cannot tolerate cow's milk. Indirectly, this is like when you paraphrase. So you would say the nurse said that cow's milk is not good for some babies. Okay, when you're doing this with MLA, so an MLA of a direct quote would look like this. According to CNN, the vote was 43 to not guilty to 57 guilty, short of the 67 guilty votes needed to convict. Author's last name, period. No page number because it's an article that doesn't give a page number. If you're going to paraphrase that, you still need to give credit to your source. but you don't have to use quotation marks because you're not quoting it verbatim. So according to CNN, Trump was not convicted because he was 10 guilty votes short of the required 67. Author's last name still, period still. All right, so the last thing that you do use quotation marks with are what we call short works. So I always remembered it by short work, short lines, or quotation marks. Long work, long line, or underline. But actually now it's, instead of underlining long works, you italicize. But you can kind of use that trick to remember if it does help you. So short works are going to be your articles, a chapter in a book, a poem, short story, a song. So you would say the essay, American Scholar, in quotation marks. You would refer to the novel, The Gone Dead, with italics, which leads me to remind you that you should be reading The Gone Dead. Another example is a quote within a quote. A lot of people don't know how to do this. So the professor said, for class on Friday, do the problems at the end of the chapter. I'm sucking on this today. I'm sorry. That should be titled Works and Energy. All right. So this goes back to the previous rule about quotations within for short works, because this is a chapter of a book. So typically we would put regular quotation marks there. But since it's what we refer to as a quote within a quote, you use the singular. Okay, so you have one there, and then you, of course, end what you started here. So that's if it's at the end of the sentence. Here's one that is in the middle of the sentence. Brendan remarked, did you know that Humphrey Bogart never actually said play it again, Sam, in the movie Casablanca? So notice again, singular mark, singular mark. Last example, in CNN's article, Trump acquitted for second time following historic Senate impeachment trial. Henry Herb quotes Mitch McConnell. The Senate's decision today does not condone anything that has happened on or before that terrible day. This means that Herb is the main author. He was listed first on the author list at the top of the article. Et al. Means there are more than one author. So you always want to list the one that's listed first and then say et al. If you have more than that. I just want to throw that in there. You have your starting quotations, your singular quotation, singular, double. Okay? Still, period, at the end. So get that assignment done. Let me know if you have any questions. Stay warm, stay safe.